Kaugnay sa patay ni dating DPWH Undersecretary Catalina Cabral, eksklusibong nakuha ang kuha ng hotel CCTV sa kanya bago siya matagpuan sa bangin. Sa CCTV video ng Ayon Hotel sa Baguio, kung saan tumuloy si dating DPWH Undersecretary Maria Catalina Cabral, makikita ang huli niyang sandali bago natagpo ang wala. Mag-aalauna ng hapon nang makita ang paglalakad ni Cabral papasok sa driveway ng hotel. Makalipas ang 5 minuto, sunod na nakuhanan ang kanyang SUV na minamaneho ng kanyang driver na si Ricardo Hernandez. Kita sa CCTV footage ang pag-check-in ito sa hotel. Sa 4th floor ng hotel, lumabas sa elevator si Cabral at ang kanyang driver. Ihahatid siya nito sa kanyang suite bandang 1:10 ng hapon. Kita din ang pagpasok ng driver sa kanyang kwarto ng 1:20 ng hapon. Sa susunod na video, nakuha ng 2:47 ng hapon, kumatok si Cabral sa kwarto ng driver at pumasok ito. Pagkatapos ay magkasunod na silang lumabas. Makalipas ang ilang minuto, ay umalis ang SUV na hinihinalang dumiretso na sa Kinon Road bago mag-alas 3 ng hapon. Hindi na nakuna ng pagbalik ng driver sa hotel ng pasado alas 5 ng hapon at ang pag-alis ulit nito pasado alas 6 naman ng gabi bago mag-report sa Baguio City Police Office Station 6 sa Kinon Road. Ang ibang nilalaman naman ng CCTV ay hindi na ipinakita dahil kasama umano ang mga ito sa malalimang investigasyon ng NBI at PNP. Nang imbestigahan naman at halughugin ang hotel room ni Cabral, nakuha ang isang kulyo at gamot sa kanyang bag. Sabi ng PNP, lumabas sa laboratory test na nagpositibo si Cabral sa isang uri ng antidepressant drug, pero base sa mga ebidensya, pwede na umanong i-roll out ang foul play. Ayon ito kay John Vic Rimulya. Gayunpaman, kailanganing isa sa ilalim sa digital forensic ang cellphone ni Cabral, kaya nag-apply na ng search warrant ang PNP sa korte para ito'y makuha. Kasama sa mga unang iniimbestigahan ng driver ni Cabral, pero sa ngayon, absuelto raw siya, sabi ni Rimulya. Sa pagsusuri naman sa biometric features ni Cabral, nalaman na sa kanya talaga umano ang katawan na natagpuan sa bangin sa Kinon Road. Ayon pa kay Rimulya, ang bangin sa Kinon Road kung saan nakita ang katawan ni Cabral ay malapit lang sa isang overpriced rock netting project na base sa investigasyon ay sasabit din ng dating DPWH official. Samantala, tila hindi naman kumbinsido ang ilang netizen sa resulta ng investigasyon ng matay ni Cabral at naniniwalang may foul play talaga umano na nangyayari. Base kasi umano sa kuha ng isang dashcam, makikitang kumpirmadong may tao talaga sa gilid ng bangin, pero ibang tao umano ito. Panuurin, pakinggang mabuti at kayo na ang bahalang umusga. Ngunit bago tayo magpatuloy, huwag kalimutang i-like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more updates and for more upcoming videos. Maraming salamat!
Ito po yung sinasabi natin kahapon. Kayo na po ang humusga na ako po ay may alinlangan dito sa ipinalabas na pagkamatay ni Cabral. Nahulog, nagpatahulog or hinulog. Kasi doon po sa pangangatawan at sa pananamit, alam naman natin na stylish itong si Cabral, napakalayo. Para magsuot ng simpleng jeans, t-shirt na parang tindera, sabi ko kahapon, di ba? So ito po yung nagkalat na ito yung nagkalat na video, na photo. May duda ako talaga. May duda po talaga ako. Baka pineki po ang death nito. Sabi ko nga, ang milyonarya nga kayang ipikiin yung death niya kahit yung normal na di ba? Yung normal na tao kaya nilang pikiin yung nila. Yung death nila tapos magtatago na sila. Ito pa kayang bilyonarya. Di ba? So, may duda talaga ako. Yung sinasabi na lang, dinaanan ng pulis, sinita, what if stage pala? Diba? What if stage pala? Malin natin, ano lang naman po yan, opinion ko, kung alam naman natin may mga pulis na talagang nababayaran, what if stage pala, yung kunwari magro-ronda, tapos binawalan. Diba?
What was her mental state? I mean, this is a woman who was in control. She was in control. Isipin mo the mental makeup to do that in the DPWH system. To a degree, she was calling politicians. O, di ba, magkano gusto mo ipasok sa NEP? And what what mental state would she be in to do that?
I think, I cannot speak for her, but in my supposition, I think it was the end of the line. I think the ICI investigation would have been next. I think the personalities involved in all of the transactions were pressuring her. I think she could live with the crime, with the commission of the crime, but she couldn't live with being caught. That's just my interpretation.
Okay. Now, because all over social media, there are suspicions that it could have been a fake body, right?
That's right.
Yeah, because you know the story of Mary Ann Maslog, the businesswoman implicated in the 1998 textbook scam that's discussed. She faked her own death only to resurface last year alive
That's
and
right.
well.
That's right. Because the initial police investigation was bungled.
Yeah.
Imagine he returned the phone. The chief of police returned the phone to the husband. Well, that's well and good because they thought it was an ordinary suicide. But that was Yusek Cabral. It was a highly suspicious death. So I immediately ordered for an autopsy.
Okay.
The family refused.
Yeah.
But according to the rules of engaging in a crime scene, if the death is suspicious, the PNP has the power to mandate an autopsy.
Okay.
So that autopsy was meant to clarify the air because I was so sure, puro conspiracy theories na yan.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
So what did we find? Again, blunt force trauma, no gunshot to the head, no ligature marks to the neck, no skin cells under her nails. So there was no sign of struggle.
Yeah.
Furthermore, we looked at we traced her whereabouts. She went to the hotel and never left, never talked to anyone, and went down again. So all signs point that her intent was very clear.
Could she have slipped?
I cannot say that, but it doesn't show either. It doesn't show that because she fell head first. So a slip, you would have damaged
Your knees.
your legs, but both hands are broken, and her face hit first. So it could not have been a slip. I'm not a forensic pathologist, but ito nauna eh, diba? So it looks like it was really a deliberate fall.
Oo. I'm curious, was she under any form of medication?
She had medication, maintenance meds in her hotel room, but nothing for mental health.
Okay. Now, speaking with the family, her husband, for example, did she indicate a form of depression? Was she speaking with them?
In fact, the driver said that they were very happy going up. Bibili kita bahay. But that is the usual case of suicide patients. They don't show any manifestations, but in deep down inside, they're already resolved. The rule of thumb in suicide is that the lethality, the seriousness of intent is measured by the lethality of means. And
The lethality of the means.
yes. So those yung mga naghihiwa ganyan, call for attention lang eh.
Oo, based on your experience. This is very personal
Yes.
point of view.
Pero yung sa kanya, there is no way you could have survived that fall.
Yeah.
And it would have been instant.
Okay. Do you now have the cell phone?
Yes, I think the condition was when she is buried, we will get the cell phone.
Okay, but how can you be certain that the family members do not erase anything?
We can't, but there's a way of forensic analysis that you can get what was deleted. on the messages.
Why don't they just surrender the cell phone? Can't you
It's the
confiscate
same.
that?
The first time they didn't want to surrender the body, so we had to. Then today is the first working day, so the first day we can apply for a warrant.
Okay,
to secure
so you
everything.
have to.
We have to apply for a warrant because it was turned over to their possession already. That's why the chief of police of Tuba and the provincial director are going to be relieved because they didn't follow standard procedures in a crime scene. In an incident like that, you should immediately consider the crime scene. And I'm no expert. I just watch TV. So
No, pero secretary, so you are going to relieve.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
The chief of police of Tuba
Yes.
and
and provincial director of Benguet.
So dalawa. Relieved.
Yes.
Pero hindi ba alam ng kapulisan natin to ang proseso? Ito, I'm just curious.
Exactly. We've been trying so hard to do all these things, but some of them take it for granted. How could you not know the name Cabral?
Yeah.
How could you not know? Even in the report, it said there, Yusek Cabral. They knew who it was. They didn't just follow the normal police procedures.
Okay. So you need to apply for a warrant to recover the phone.
Yes.
And what about, for example, other devices, laptops, office, documents?
All of that will be subject to the search warrant by the police.
Okay. Now, Representative Leon Leviste said that I think he has files and documents from Cabral. No? And what I read is the allocables are in Cabral's files and he needs the DPWH permission to release them. What is the system there?
You don't need permission. All of that is black and white in the Freedom of Information Act. All you have to do is request the papers. And it's there.
Yeah.
She approves everything. You can see a pattern of where it was put. You can see the pattern of 36 billion, I think, in rock netting for Benguet alone. Over exactly where she jumped is where the rock netting that cost 4 times the amount of what it really cost.
Are you serious?
She 4 times.
No, but in that spot where she committed suicide, nandun yung rock netting.
On top of that, nandun yung rock netting, which Mayor Magalong totally, and the President is totally disgusted with. Ang base price ng rock netting is 3,200 per square meter. They were charging 12,000.
Yeah.
12,000.
No, but it means she is familiar with that spot.
She is familiar. She goes to Baguio often. She was the beneficial owner of the Ion Hotel.
Yeah.
She would stay there often. She knew everything that's going on.
Kumbaga, ang dami na niyang na-insert or mga proyekto sa Baguio. Kasi
Sa Benguet area.
Sa Benguet, ang tanong ng tao yan ang tanong lagi, bakit siya uupo doon? Yun ang tanong, ba't doon?
Sila kasi gumawa nun eh. She's so familiar with the territory. If I'm not mistaken, the congressman in charge of Benguet was Eric Yap.
Yeah.
Ganito yan eh. Yung hotel, ang beneficial owner niyan ay ang tingin namin si Yusek Cabral. Because it is named after her very, very good friend. Okay? Who does not have the capacity to buy such a hotel.
Okay, a man,
yes.
Okay.
Okay? And it was bought by the assistant of Eric Yap, who does not have the capacity to buy such a hotel either.
Okay.
So you must surmise that the beneficial owners of the source was Cabral, and then the one who purchased it was Mr. Yap. You have to know that Mr. Yap has this big estate, a very impressive estate in Benguet.
Oh.
It's like it's like you're in another country. And he built it, and it's fantastic, and he built it up. So he is a native of that area, or not a native, at least he is a congressman of that area, and he develops things there.
All right. Okay. So for example, is the driver a person of interest at this point?
Yes, he's been extensively interviewed. His cell phone is now being analyzed, but he seems to be clear and clean of everything. It seems that as of now.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the Ion Hotel, no? The Ion Hotel. If she was the beneficial owner, with the preliminary investigations, did you discover any movement or change with the ownership or documents, anything?
Yes, it was owned by her until 2025, sold to the best friend of Eric Yap. I think she bought it 2017, if I'm not mistaken. The owners, the nominees of the Ion Hotel claim that she has nothing to do with it. So we're going to ask them, okay, if not, then prove that she doesn't have anything to do with it. Show us your records. Did you incur any debt to buy it? That's a couple of 100 billion. That's a 200-room hotel. So that's minimum 400 million to purchase, so 500 billion.
Yeah.
He does not have that capacity. He doesn't. We're gonna ask him to show the
Do you have the
boardroom.
name of this person?
Okay,
wag na. Okay, all right. Okay.
Okay.
Basta ang nangyari, it was transferred or sold or bought by this individual, a man
Yes.
who does not have the capacity to buy.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And he does. We
And
check.
he is close to Eric Yap.
He is not close to Eric Yap. He sold it to someone very close to Eric Yap.
So may so in between siya, he bought it,
Yeah.
may layering.
Yes.
And then he sold it to somebody close to
Yes.
Eric Yap. Okay.
Yes. Very, very close.
Oo.
So that asset is a very valuable asset. It used to be the Holiday Inn.
So is it possible that Eric Yap owns the Ion?
That's what we suspect. That's what we suspect. Because that transaction minimum is 500, I would say 700 million pesos.
Yeah.
For a 200 hotel room in Baguio.
Yeah.
So it's not spare change.
Yeah.
It's not spare change. We want to see the board resolutions of who signed it.
Yeah.
We want to see the board of directors meetings of who was there. We want to talk to the core secretary.
Yes.
You can get to the bottom of it. You can see the money trail of where the amounts came from. Doon mo mamahanap yun eh. Diba?
Okay, so that's one. Number two is, were you suspicious of the husband in any way only because he had said in the beginning, ako na nga nag-identify, asawa ko yan eh. Bakit pa kailangan ng autopsy? They didn't want an autopsy.
They didn't want
He
one.
said they just wanted to be together Christmas. Understandable. But how did you find the husband's behavior?
Kind of strange because he was not in deep remorse or in grief. He was very straight to the point. Diba? Anak, ina yan ng mga anak ko. Diba? Ayaw ng autopsy. Pero hindi siya umiiyak, hindi siya... And so it raised a lot of red flags for us. What we know is that their relationship has been strained for a long time.
Okay.
And that but they've been living as man and wife. They've never separated.
Okay. The other thing is, what about restitution or recovery of assets? No, so she has passed away, but there are rumors and talks she owns a house in Forbes Park. Not one, but two. These are still this is loose talk, right?
Yes. Well, as per the Ombudsman, there is no escape from her restitution despite her death.
Okay.
So they will still investigate the money trail. They will investigate the owner or the beneficial owner of the properties. If it is proven to be of ill-gotten wealth, then they will acquire the properties via civil forfeiture.
But is the DILG able to play a role in recovery at all?
We can play our role as far as investigation, but it is the Ombudsman and the Department of Justice who will file the necessary cases for civil forfeiture. So we assist them in investigation.
Okay, so Secretary, would you consider the case of Cabral closed at this point?
Not by a thread. Not an ion of truth to that. Sorry for the pun.
No, but go ahead.
But no, her involvement in the flood control scam is as deep can get. She was Undersecretary for Planning for the last 8 years. She knew where every single centavo went into all these DPWH projects. Before the NEP is made, she is the one who submits it to the palace of what needs to be made. She knows everything. But if people think that all of that will disappear with her death, the files are there. It cannot hide. You cannot hide it. They know where she put the money. They know where she put the ghost projects. They know who benefited the most from the rock netting. Siya lahat yan eh. She approves it eh.
Now, Secretary, do you think it is possible? I mean, it's hard right now because you can't see the phone. But could it be possible that she was threatened by different sectors? It could be politicians. It could be contractors. Ang dami.
Anything's possible.
And that forced her.
It's possible that she was threatened, but I think it was the end of the line for her. I think it was her decision all along. There was no signs of mental struggle on her part. She did not ask for security. She did not ask to be a witness, to be in witness protection.
She did not?
She did not.
Like protection?
No, she didn't ask. Unlike Yusek Bernardo, who asked for, and Alcantara, who asked for witness protection, she never did. She never did. So that alone, if there was a threat and you were concerned, of course you would go for witness protection, diba?
Yeah.
She never applied. So that alone tells you that she was on her own.
Okay. So, number one, today you are going to ask the court for, is it a search warrant? Is that the right term?
Yes, a search warrant
For her phone.
For her phone and her
Devices.
gadgets,
Yeah.
her devices.
Yes, and that
her files.
and her files. The family has to surrender that.
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's number one. Now, let's move on to flood control, right? You did say that 3 individuals, the SunWest president, Alcazar, the treasurer, Buenaventura, and DPWH 4B OIC, Tamayo, were supposed to surrender to the embassies. Have they surrendered?
One is surrendered in Israel. We know one is in Australia, and Buenaventura is in the US. So
Okay.
we're applying for the cancellation of their passport, and then they will be arrested.
Why is it taking so long to cancel their passport?
It's not an easy process. You have to show files, but we will do that. The Homeland Security is at their door, waiting. The minute the passport is canceled, then they can be arrested.
But are they classified right now as a fugitive?
Yes.
Itong tatlo kasi may kaso.
Yes, they have warrants of arrest and they skipped the country.
Okay, now let's talk about Zaldico.
Ooh.
Zaldico, all right. So the talk is he could be in Portugal. Is that correct? It's
That's
still
correct.
the final word.
That's correct.
Okay, and you are applying for, is it a red notice with the Interpol?
We can do it that way, but what we suspect is that he has a Portuguese passport from 10 years back.
Oh, even before this whole golden visa
The
thing?
man is a criminal mind.
Oh,
So
oh.
he planned everything beforehand. And under the rules of Portugal, if the crimes were committed before the acquisition, I think,
Or you-
then, but for whatever, it is very difficult to extradite from Portugal.
Yeah. No, and there's no extradition treaty.
There's
That's
none.
one.
Very difficult.
So how do you send him home?
We either wait till he commits a mistake, or there are other avenues which Senator Ping has suggested, and we will try that.
Like what avenues?
If you look at Senator Ping, I think it's something to do with the United Nations, but there is other avenues that you can use. for
Okay.
that.
Now, let's talk about the assets of Zaldico. For example, it's well known he's building a house in Forbes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that house has a five floor basement.
really?
5-floor basement.
Do you know the street? I mean, I've seen it from the outside. I can't remember.
It might be defiled,
but it's quite known by the association itself.
It has a
house.
5-floor basement. We talked to the workers, and it's not for cars.
It's for what?
Money,
Really?
because fire goes upwards. So all the money was supposed to be put below. Because the money that he had, there was no way you could deposit it in Philippine banks.
Yeah.
There's no way. So they would have kept it in cash in the basements. That was the plan. Or we see no other rational reason for you to put 5 floors of basement in Forbes Park. Yeah, but to the rationale of fire experts, they say that because fire goes upwards,
Yeah. Oh.
they made it waterproof and they made it safe.
Oh,
over there.
wow. So, ang tanong ko, what is the status of that house? I mean, at the very least, that should already be the subject of possible forfeiture.
It is now under the Ombudsman's investigation.
They're not building, ha? I hope they're not building.
They're not building. But it will be subject to civil forfeiture also.
Okay. Now, what about financial assets? Because in a report, AMLAC said, and you can confirm this, they've discovered, is this correct, 180 billion transactions with the Diskaya accounts?
Yes, that is true.
That level of money.
But that's money in, money out.
Money in, money out.
Yan, money in, money out. But yes, and several of those transactions lead straight to incumbent congressman on a electronic transfer.
Do you know which congressman?
I cannot say it. It's up to the ombudsman to say it, but I know of several of direct from Diskaya to the congressman electronically. And that's how you see that they're crooks and not criminals. Yeah. Why would you do that, right? Why would you do that? So, kitang-kita talaga. So, they will be first. Safe to say, Eric Yap is one of them.
Is that right?
Yes.
Who else? Kasi ang issue ng mga tao, puro nga senador na mention, wala namang congressman.
May mga marami. I'll just say Eric Yap is for sure one of them.
Oo.
That there was transactions between the Diskayas and Eric Yap. A transfer of money from Diskayas to Eric Yap.
Do you know the amount?
I don't know the exact amount.
Oo. But I think just for the audience, Eric Yap was Appropriations Committee chairperson during the time of former President Duterte.
Yes.
When, I can't remember who was the speaker, but at the end of the day, Eric Yap actually was Appropriations Committee chair, I think, for the whole 6
Lord
years.
Velasco.
Yes, he
And
was.
Yes.
Oo. So, he, during the time of Duterte, he would have been the most powerful in terms of appropriations.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it also shows a pattern of the 51 billion that was allotted to Congressman Pulong in the last 2 years or 3 years of the term.
Yeah.
51 billion was poured into his district.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not sure who the contractors were, but 51 billion was there. And it was Cathy Cabral who would put it on the NEP. Doon nilalagay.
Oo. So, yun ang papel ni Cabral, ilalagay na niya.
Yes.
After nun, paglipat, diretso na.
Yes. Lalagay na sa NEP yan.
Oo.
Pagdating sa NEP, sasabit sa Congress. Congress, magde-debate, then goes to plenary, then it goes to Senate. Ganun na yan. But usually, in Digong's time, there was not much argument over the NEP. Basta ipasa yan, tapos na yan.
Oo.
Wala nang mangyayari.
Because of his popularity, in a way.
That and they held an iron grip.
Yes, in Congress. And that's true. That's true. So, it's fair to say Cathy Cabral, frankly, is more powerful than legislators because she crossed two administrations.
Oh, yeah.
Duterte to Marcos.
Not only powerful, far wealthier than the speaker, far wealthier than all of them. Because she had her fingers dipped in every cookie jar. Every single one, kasama siya sa lahat ng transaction. Kasi lahat siyang pipirmahan niya eh.
Oo.
Diba? So, if people think that she got away with it, no, of course not.
But how do you find Cathy Cabral's money? That's the bigger issue. How?
I think the Ombudsman is up to it. I think the AMLAC can trace it. I think the assets can be traced.
Yeah.
Madali lang naman yun eh, yung bahay niya sa Forbes. O put a civil forfeiture case. Kung may umangal, sino aangal?
Kaso hindi yun nakapangalan sa kanya.
Oo nga, pero kung umangal, sino umangal? Let's say, Karen Davila objects. It's my house. Okay, show us the proof how you bought it.
Yeah.
Diba?
Oo. Now, are you open, for example, is this government actively open because to getting information from the citizenry? Kasi, I'll be honest,
of course.
it's the citizens, people who live in Forbes, who knows,
they know.
bahay yan ni Speaker, bahay yan ni Zaldi, bahay yan. They're the ones who know.
They're the ones who know. The association, kasi when you apply for a permit to construct, the owner has to go there to sign everything.
Yeah.
The owners have to go there.
But is this government proactive in that? Are
Of course,
you getting information from
yes, the
private
Ombudsman.
citizens?
The Ombudsman is on it. I don't know how much faith you have the Ombudsman, but ako malaman masyado eh.
No, all right, but very quickly, just to konting let's digress. So the Ombudsman, Boying Remulla, who I just interviewed recently, is your older brother.
6 years.
Okay, 6 years older siya.
Yes.
Now, do you talk about work? I mean,
Of course, all the time.
but like do you ask him about cases that are
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All right, and what are the boundaries? Are there boundaries or none?
There are boundaries of what I can divulge, but there are no boundaries between the two of us.
Okay, but there are boundaries of what he can divulge to?
Also, because it might impinge on his investigation.
Oo. So you talk about work, but certain boundaries.
Yes.
Okay, now, there's been a lot of criticism that your brother is, of course, the first politician to become ombudsman.
Is he? No.
He is.
Si Gonzales, di ba, was also a politician? Wasn't he? Or his children were politicians.
Yeah. So he's
That's
technically the first.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he is, I think, just the second cabinet secretary to be.
No,
To be
I didn't know
ombudsman.
that either.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's criticism that essentially, with the vast powers of the ombudsman, here is Boying Remulla that has interests. I mean, you know, Senator Amy Marcos didn't want him to be ombudsman, several others. So what do you think of that? Given that, you know, your bailiwick is Cavite, Bong Revilla might be arrested. I mean, isn't there a conflict of interest?
Judge him from his work. Don't judge him for what he has yet to show. In the end, I think his integrity will carry this through. I think that he is filterless when it comes to who he wants to prosecute. No one interferes with him, not even the president doesn't interfere with him. The only instructions I heard were go where the evidence leads.
Okay.
So, dun lang.
But let's talk about your Upsilon, right?
Yes.
Your Upsilon.
Yes.
You were the president of Upsilon.
No, I was not.
You
I
were
was not. I was not. Boying was.
Boying was. Okay, and I'm talking about this just for our viewers because to be transparent, Secretary Remulla and I were in the University of the Philippines
Yes.
together.
Heartthrob.
No. But the point is you were older. You were older.
Hindi tanda ko sa akin
And the reason this is important, and I don't mean to lighten the conversation just for our audience at this point, is Martin Romualdez was also observed.
Yes,
This is where I'm leading. And there is
Okay,
a
let
lack
me-
of trust. In other words, will the Remullas touch the speaker considering you are
It doesn't.
fraternity brothers?
So was Ninoy, so was McCoy, so was Doy, so was Joker. There are times when the fraternity lines are put behind in the interest of the country. So in that case, like Boying is batch 79, Jesse Andres is batch 81, Martin is batch 85, I'm batch 87. There is no question of who our loyalty lies to. It is always to the country.
Yeah, because that's the question now. I mean, Upsilon is so tightly knit.
Yes,
that
we are.
brotherhood.
Yes, we are.
So people have been asking, di naman nila kaya eh.
Oh no. We're going all the way with this. And especially Boying and Martin are very, very close. He entered when Boying was head of the fraternity. So tawag doon anak eh.
Oo.
Anak niya si
Sa
Martin.
fraternity.
Sa fraternity. But they haven't talked. They haven't talked since this began. Boying has avoided any conversation with him. There are no favors to be asked. Nothing. Even his lawyers are Upsilonians and they cannot approach the ombudsman to fix anything.
Okay. Now, let's move on to the Discayas muna tayo, no? So, other contractors. Right now, si Sara Discaya ang naka-detain, diba?
Yes.
Ang tanong, what about Curly Discaya?
Discaya is also detained. Yes.
So, for both of them.
Yes.
What about the other?
They're soon to follow.
Contractors.
They're soon to follow.
May iba pa bang
Dami pa,
contractors?
15 yan eh.
Oo.
Pero marami diyan kasi mga dummies.
Dummies, oo.
Like Wow Builders is actually the dummy corporation of the very special friend of Yusek Cabral.
Ganon din. What about Manny Bonoan? Alam mo, Secretary Remulla, tinatanong yun. It seems this government has literally let Manny Bonoan go. Parang it's
Hindi
almost
naman.
like umalis ka ng bansa, wag ka bumalik.
No, Manny Bonoan is in the US. If there are charges brought to him, he will cancel his passport and I will personally go there and get him back.
But there are no charges against Manny Bonoan right
None yet.
Oo.
He left without any charges yet. But if there are, we will get him. I assure you, we will get him. Nothing will stop me from getting Manny Bonoan if it's needed.
Okay, so, Edwin Guardiola, I mean the congressman who is a contractor.
No charges filed yet. But if there need be, then he will be arrested.
Oo. So, right now, at this point, the charges that have been filed are all related to Mindoro, Bulacan,
Yes,
tama? Most
may
like
Davao pa rin yata eh.
Davao, Ghost Project.
Yeah,
Oo.
Ghost Projects,
So,
yes.
yun ang tatlo talaga na may charges.
At first, but eventually they will go to bid rigging. They will go to contractors. I think it will go as far. And hindi lang kasi flood control ang Ghost Projects eh. yung mga cut eye. Diba? In Batangas, I have a house there. 1 week they have a cut eye. They take the pictures, then tatanggalin na yan, then they'll put it in another project. It happens, believe it or not, it happens.
Okay, now, Secretary, you are close to the President. I mean, your cabinet secretary is one thing, but one would say that you are in one of the close circles, right? Okay, ang tanong ko ito. Didn't the President go over his head, frankly speaking? First, he's corruption crime buster, in effect, whistleblower, talks about anti-corruption, and then it lands on his doorstep. Speaker, cousin, allocables, allegedly, anak, diba? Congressman Sandro Marcos. I mean, should he have gone this direction? I mean, this is like
There was no choice. There was no choice. It went too far. When
the 2025 budget.
the 2025 budget was enacted, I remember he was so upset.
Yeah.
He was so upset, and he vetoed a lot of things. But when he saw the perfidy that went on in Congress and the Senate and DPWH, he said this has to stop. Kawawa naman eh.
Yeah.
I was asking for...
So you were there, you saw that, how upset he was.
I was. I was asking for, sir, if we can put 100 billion, we could solve the entire housing crisis of Metro Manila. And when he looks, wala talaga, kinain na ng DPWH lahat eh. Diba? And ghost projects lang, over 100 billion na yun. Diba? Nakakaawa bansa, naawa talaga siya.
Okay,
He
so
really feels
since
strongly.
you are there with the President, right? I mean, none of us are. So ang tanong ng marami, couldn't he have just controlled his cousin? I mean,
I don't think, well, number one, I'm not allowed to speak
Yes,
about our
of course.
conversations. But in my opinion, nobody knew how deep the fingers of Martin Romualdez was in the cookie jar. Nobody knew.
really?
Nobody
Really?
knew. And if you look at all the trails of evidence, he has no fingerprints anywhere. He never talked to a district engineer. He never talked to a contractor. He never talked to a congressman. He never talked to anyone. He never signed anything. He never signed a request. He has game, but
Yeah.
the Ombudsman is determined to file gross criminal neglect or gross neglect on his part for civil forfeiture of all his assets.
Is that right? For
Yes.
civil that's the plan.
That's the plan. If we cannot get him criminally, then we will get his assets.
Wow. So it's like Al Capone, if you can't get him in that way, you have to file charges
Yeah.
in another way. Tax evasion yun eh, if I remember. But-
Maraming ganon.
Yeah.
Maraming ganon.
Oo.
Yes.
So is that confirmed that with Martin, the Ombudsman is gonna file a case and civil forfeiture? Yun talaga.
Yes. Ayun talaga.
But paano nyo huhulihin yung mga bagay na ito, it's under a law firm, it's under a corporation.
It's not as complicated as you think. In the many veils of corporate transactions, you can go through the layers with forensic accountants and they can see where it came from.
But does the President have the stomach for this?
I'm sure. He said, go where the evidence leads. That's the only thing he keeps on telling us.
This is family.
He's never stopped us, so I guess he does have the stomach. He's never stopped us from going after anyone. These people were all under the president's tent in the 22 elections. These people, in one way or another, helped him politically. And in one way or another, I've seen a couple of them in the Hero Salt signing bills. So these people are evidently were in touch with the president, and he said he does not care. Go where the evidence leads.
Let's talk about Atong Ang, okay? What is the status of the case?
He has 4 cases filed in 4 different courts, all for murder, I think, along with 31 others, the policeman. I know you're going to go to this. Gretchen Barreto is not part of the accused, but we are just waiting for the warrant of arrest to be issued by the RTCs of 4 different places. I think Batangas, Laguna, and 2 other places. If whoever issues first, then we have reason to arrest him already.
Okay, do you have information if a warrant will be released against Atong Ang before the year
It's
ends?
supposed to be any time now. We're just waiting for the judge to,
Is that
to
right?
fully appreciate the facts of the case, and I think it'll be any time now.
So, are you saying pwede siyang makulong before Christmas?
Hopefully, yeah.
Oo. But bailable ba yung iba?
No, non-bailable. Murder yan eh.
Lahat.
Murder yan eh. Sa kanya is kidnapping, forced disappearance, and parang ganun eh. Pero non-bailable lahat ang kaso
Okay.
niya.
Now, Secretary, nakulong na si Atong Ang noon.
States.
O, hindi sa Pilipinas.
Hindi sa Pilipinas, sa States.
I see.
He was arrested for money laundering. He was in jail for, I think, 2 years.
Oo. Kasi ang tanong ko, kung ako si Atong Ang at nakulong na ako, bakit ako magpapakulong ulit?
Well, it's actually not the motivation that counts. It's really, paano ko tatakasan to?
Oo.
That's his mindset. Paano ko malulusutan ang kaso
Yeah, but
to?
is he still in the Philippines?
He still is, according to our records. He hasn't, at least from our reports, he could have gone down the porous back southern part of the Philippines. But as of now, he's still here.
But you don't know that. If
We
he
don't know
actually took
that.
a yacht out, etc., that
We don't
you don't know
know
that.
We don't know that. Or maybe the NBI does. I haven't talked to them about it.
So technically, no one has seen Atong Ang in the Philippines, just for the record.
You have to ask the NBI. They're the ones in charge of the case.
All right.
It's not under us.
Now, the lawyer of Atong Ang said, when you commented, I guess you were in a press conference, and you said Atong Ang is armed and dangerous, so the method of arresting him in connection to the missing Sabongeros will be different.
Yes.
First, what did you mean by that, it will be different?
When you arrest someone who you know or has a record of making forced disappearances, who travels around with 3 cars and 15 bodyguards at the minimum, all heavily armed, then you must consider him armed and dangerous. You must consider the possibility that they will put up a fight. I do guarantee, however, that there will be no EJK. There will be none. But we will take all precautions so that we can arrest him with no casualties there.
And the lawyer said your comment about his client was reckless and irresponsible.
Well, talk to the 100+ missing Sabongeros families, right? If someone is accused of killing over 100 people, don't you, by normal happenstance, just think that he is armed and dangerous? How can I be reckless? He's a fool to call me reckless. He's not a lawyer. He's not worth the money Atong is paying him.
No, so Secretary, they did find, I would have to say, remnants in the lake, right? But how is there any way to connect that they are actually the missing Sabongeros?
We don't have that yet. What we've seen is CCTVs of videotapes, CCTVs of his people enforcing an arrest of someone, his videos of someone confessing, and a star witness who links everything on how it was done, why it was done, where they, and who did it.
Is it the same star witness?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's same star witness.
All right. Okay, now let's move. Wait, was Gretchen Barreto in any of the videos? Yun muna. Kasi there were talks, I'm hearing she was in one video.
Para ibang video nakita ko.
You know, was she in... No, that's misogynistic. I wanna...
Hindi, I didn't say anything.
Okay, but...
Ikaw nag-react eh.
No, was she in a video related to
none,
the Sabongeros?
none,
Yun lang.
none.
All right. And next, let's move on to Bato de la Rosa.
Yes.
Okay. Is there really a warrant? Ano yung totoo?
There's none.
Okay.
So there's none. I'm saying there's none. None that I know
my
of.
God. So why all this? I mean...
But there might be. Magkaiba yun eh, di ba? Magkaiba yung there's
Because
none.
he has not been showing up in the Senate.
I know.
For fear.
I reached out through his friends. I said, there's no warrant. Why do you have to be worried?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I reached out. There's
Yeah.
no warrant. And he's been gone for a month. I don't know why. But there might be.
No, serious na to.
Well, look,
And you haven't seen a warrant. The Ombudsman hasn't seen a warrant. Wala.
I don't know about the Ombudsman.
Okay.
Okay, I can only speak for myself. Okay, the Philippines does not have relations with the ICI.
Yeah.
ICC,
ICC.
the ICC. The only person who is vocally, who is vocally insistent that there is one, is Senator Sonny Trillanes.
Okay.
He's the one who says that ito na. And then maybe Attorney Conti, maybe I think their warrants are about to come out.
No.
So
I want to ask you, how did, because you are criticized heavily for this, you and the administration, how did Duterte's warrant look like? Did you actually see it?
I saw it. I saw it.
Okay.
I saw it. And it said there, it is a red notice issued by the ICI to effect the arrest of Rodrigo Duterte.
Okay, issued by the ICC.
ICC.
ICI is ours. ICC. So there was.
There was.
Kasi that's you were criticized for that.
That there was no warrant?
No, pro Duterte legislators were saying hindi naman naka-red notice.
There was a red notice.
In fact,
I received it personally.
kinasuhan ka,
And we have been absolved. There was a red notice. I am 100% sure of it. It arrived at the electronic copy arrived at my cell phone at 3:30 in the morning. I informed the president at 6:30 in the morning. And the decision to arrest him was somewhere there.
Okay, because if there was an arrest warrant against Bato, it would be the same. Could that be?
No.
No.
Because the Supreme Court came out with their new rules for effecting a warrant of arrest.
So with the new rules, how would it change for Bato?
I think he will be given a chance to be heard in the local courts first,
Okay.
whether or not the warrant is valid.
Okay.
But I will have to check again the new rulings of the Supreme Court about effecting arrest.
But one thing for sure, wala pang warrant of arrest laban kay Bato de la Rosa.
Wala
It
pa
is for
akong
the-
nakikita. Nothing has been transmitted to the DFA. Nothing has been transmitted to the DOJ. Nothing has been transmitted to the PNP. As
Okay.
far as that, I can confirm.
All right. Now, another thing before we go, so just to update the viewers, number one, no arrest warrant against Bato.
None yet.
None yet as of today. Our topic is only
As of today, yes.
Secretary Remulla, you are waiting for either of the 4 RTCs to issue an arrest warrant against Atong Ang.
Yes.
Okay, hopefully you are wishing today or this week.
Hopefully today.
Okay.
Yes.
And you are going to ask the court for a search warrant with Kathy Cabral's documents,
yes.
devices, etc.
Yes.
Okay, so there are 2 major things happening today for you. Now, my last question before we go, because we're on overtime almost.
Already?
Is,
Okay.
is there a possibility that you will run for president?
Oh my God, where did that
in
come from?
2028?
That was a curveball.
Because you are a name that is being mentioned as a possible candidate of this administration. I mean, I'll be honest, there's Cavite, so that's a bailiwick. You're a cabinet secretary, you're quite visible. They have no candidate as of now. So is that a possibility on your end?
This is the third time I've been asked in 1 week, and I always give the same answer. In 1998, then Governor Bongbong Marcos was asked, "Do you want to become president?" And he said, "Of course. All governors want to become president.
Because you know how to govern."
And those who deny are lying. But
Sinabi niya yun?
Sinabi niya yun. Yeah, I think Channel 7 was the one who interviewed him.
Okay.
But I'm not governor, so that doesn't apply to me. So
But you were governor.
I was governor.
Exactly.
Yes.
It applies to you. Hello. You were governor for 3 terms.
4. Yes,
in
4
Cavite.
terms.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, seriously. You were never congressman.
Never.
That the legislating is not your cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea.
Mayor ka
Buti na
talaga
lang.
in governor.
No, I was never governor. I was board member, vice governor, governor.
Okay, all right. And mayor?
I was never mayor.
And never ka nag-mayor.
Yeah, never
so it's
mayor.
really provincial ang level.
Yes.
Okay, so are you open to running?
It's a possibility.
Okay, what
No
factors?
conclusion yet, but it's a possibility.
Okay, but what are the factors that you would want to see before considering it?
Well, number one, of course, is my wife, if she totally
Okay,
agrees so
that's
far.
fine.
Number two, the country. For me, the country has to be solidly behind it has to be a dichotomy of candidates. It has to be a one-on-one fight.
It should not be a one-on-one?
It should be.
It should be.
It should be.
So like you against Sara Duterte?
No, whoever it is, not me. It can be
mas
Vince.
mahirap
It
yun?
can be Vince. It can be
Okay.
anyone. It can be Cheese, but it has to be a one-on-one.
How could it be cheese?
But whoever are the usual suspects who
No,
want
of
to
the
run.
cabinet kasi ito. How could it be cheese at this point with
Okay.
with the accusations? I
But
mean,
always-
seriously.
but whoever-
So either you and Vince.
It should be a one-on-one fight.
Oh, you believe that?
I think it should be a dichotomy between the Philippines will have to choose between one version of how to govern and one version of the truth. The Philippines has to choose a common future that they think is believable, and they have to show a contrast between the two candidates, and I think that's important.
All right. On that note, so we'll see when the day comes.
We'll see there.
We'll see that. Secretary John Vic Remulla, thank you so much for joining me today, sir.